What's up, y'all? It's your man, ES the Hermit Star, back again with another video, and I'm here to do the monthly read for the sign of Virgo. So if you got Virgo in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for us. Y'all know I love when I get to do reads for the Virgos, for all the collective, of course, but of course for my sun sign, Virgo. So what's happening? Hopefully, I feel like this is a bit, you know what? We here now. Fuck it. Where's my it might be the sun, but just y'all gonna see me do this live. Whatever. Don't judge me. You know I love us. We gotta be as perfect as possible with this recording because that's how we move. But anyways, yeah, this is the tarot and oracle read for the sign of Virgo. I'm gonna give us another shuffle. Why not? So yeah, got Virgo on your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is for us for the for the month of February. Let's see what's in store. Yeah, let's get this shuffling and see what's what. If you would like a personal read, I know I don't really update the information on how to contact me via a personal read, but you know, you can I will try to leave that information, or remember to leave that information in the description box, of course. I know there's some folks that are like, well, how can you forget? Don't you want the money? Or whatever the case is. Of course I do, but if no one wants to pay, or if no one wants to read, I trust that you will get whatever you have gotten or will get from these reads here. I'll try to do at least a 6-card spread. That's what I've been wanting to do with all these cards. So far what I'm seeing, it's definitely, yeah, like I'm seeing a lot of progress, and of course with that there's going to be some endings and things of that nature, slight setbacks. We'll get there when we get there, of course, but we start off with the Queen of Swords, which is great to see, someone setting boundaries. And I think that, doing this month is going to disturb a lot of people, to be honest with you, from what I see here. We are the card, I was about to say we're the card of service, but we're the sign of service. And oftentimes, personally speaking, because we are the sign of service, people take advantage of that and think our only purpose in life is to serve others, right? Now, when we are serving others, we are, yes, living within our alignment, but that's not the only purpose of a Virgo. In fact, within that serving, I've said this in past readings as well, within us providing said service to others, if we are in true alignment of giving that service, we should still have the agency and the control as to, one, who we give said service to, and pretty much how we are going to be able to be reciprocated for said service. And then oftentimes we'll run into situations to where we are servicing people and people don't want to give us back what we just gave to them, or don't feel as though that we should get anything back for what we offer. Hence why I stopped advertising the reads, the personal reads, because when I did, there were individuals who just felt like I shouldn't get anything in return as far as giving them a personal read. So if that's something you're interested in, or whatever the case is, let me know in the comment section. I'll let you know my email. And if you're serious about actually paying for a personal read, this isn't just for Virgos, it's for everybody, right? Anyone, cross watcher, if you watching, then, hit me up. But if you're not serious about it, then continue ignoring it, right? But in other aspects of my life as well, and I feel like you don't have to have the same exact experience that I just named for you to understand that there have been times where you have provided a service to somebody and people act like that you providing said service is, it's written in law that you have to do it for free, that you're not supposed to get anything in return. Or their idea of giving you something is pretty much allowing, in a weird way, it's like allowing you to service them is the actual reward. People are crazy. Don't ask me. Don't ask me why they think that way. People are crazy. But our next card after that, after the Queen of Swords, is the Eight of Wands here. So after setting these boundaries, it just seems as though not only are we setting these boundaries or just saying these things, we're taking swift action, which the Queen of Wands does take action as well. So she's not necessarily someone that just says, hey, these are my boundaries. And then people are like, yeah, all right, whatever, Queen, I'm just going to step over them. And she does nothing about it. Nah, but I think the Wands, the Eight of Wands, showed up as a double confirmation that is the energy for this month. And then, of course, this month being one of the months of the year, obviously, it's an energy that you should want to carry on to for the foreseeable year. So for next month, God willing, we're still here, and I'm able to give you a read. Even if the reading looks totally different than what we have here in February, doesn't mean that energy is long gone. This is just what, essentially what you should want to strive to establish for yourself as this month goes forward, right? So, yeah, I do like the double confirmation that not only are boundaries going to be set in place, but the enforcing of said boundaries and even self-respecting of our own boundaries is what's, going to happen as well, or, is at play here in regards to the energy. After the Eight of Wands, we have another Wands card, the Two of Wands. This is someone who is open to taking risk, but also open to exploration and just having having the foresight to have faith in whatever risk they either take, whatever their explorations lead them to, whatever path or direction their explorations lead them to. So I think that there's a Virgo out there, or there's probably a few, not even just a, I feel like I'm speaking to a lot of Virgos who are going to explore a lot about themselves in regards to just setting boundaries and being able to respect those boundaries. I feel like, and I've been guilty of this in the past. I feel like there have been times where we have set boundaries and again, did not necessarily respect that, right? And we thought just setting the boundary was enough, right? Which, it's better than not having boundaries. But again, if you set these boundaries and not even respect them yourself, you can't really expect other people to respect them. You can't get upset at others when they don't respect them. So I am seeing some confidence here, and I like it. It seems as though, like I said, this top row, it's all reading anyways, but this top row is definitely I feel like how a Virgo is reacting this month, how we're moving this month, essentially these three cards, right? This next row though, I feel like is applicable to, the individuals we might run into. And when I say might run into, I mean people who are part of our lives, people who aren't part of our lives, but you might actually run into. Because I'm seeing a lot of, I didn't use this word at the beginning, but I am seeing some calamity here where there are individuals, or just it might bring on some calamity because there are people who don't like the fact that we're setting and respecting said boundaries. Say that we start that off with the King of Cups in reverse. Someone who is very much manipulative, and whoever this individual is representative of, obviously they're not in a good mood for us setting boundaries and enforcing said boundaries. This could be a male figure. It doesn't have to be. It could be any toxic masculine figure in your life, yeah, or someone moving in a toxic masculine way that you're aware of, co-worker, supervisor, group member, or someone in your life, whatever the case is. However it fits for you, of course, let it fit. If it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply, right? Watch for your moon, your rising, and other signs as well to get the full picture of your month for your read for February. Definitely. So that's what I have for you. But yeah, I mean, we start off with that, but then we have the Tower showing up. Finally in upright, because there are other reads, the last few reads when this was showing up, it was in reverse. And we know what this is. I feel like the Tower card, even if you're not like well versed in tarot, if you're not well versed, a lot of people don't know, but I feel like if you're vaguely, aware of the tarot cards and the meanings, I think the Tower is one of those cards where even the people with the most basic beginner level knowledge of the tarot, they have a good understanding of what the Tower represents, and or at least they have a warped but almost accurate understanding of what the Tower represents, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's doom and gloom, it's bad. It is messy, most definitely, but again, the Tower showing up in this way just reveals who truly is for us and who isn't, in every way really, but definitely in this reading it just reveals who truly is for us and who's against us. If you setting boundaries is upsetting people, clearly the people who, and I've said this in the past, not just for Virgos, but someone else had a reading just like this in the past, where if you setting boundaries is upsetting somebody, then clearly those individuals are people who want to cross your boundaries, people who see a benefit in you not having boundaries and you not enforcing said boundaries. So to me personally, why would I be upset that this situation happened? I would be happy that what was revealed to me was who's really for me and who's really against me. So that's how I would view this situation here, instead of being upset at the situation happening in the first place. I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy, but I think if you just were to look at it from that angle of, well, I at least know how this person gets down, again, how this King of Cups gets down, I at least know what their true intentions are or were. Look at it from that angle rather than, oh my God, this terrible situation happening. And I'll also say the same thing with this Ten of Swords here, Now, this is a painful ending here, not gonna lie. This is also the card of betrayal. Definitely don't want it to be a situation where we're self-betraying. But it is a situation where, again, I feel as though you're going to realize who is really for you and who isn't by pretty much setting a boundary. I'm not asking y'all to toy with people, but this month, or when you feel comfortable throughout the year, but this month, try to approach people in your life with a boundary. It can be something as simple as, hey, listen, don't call me after 9 p.m. Or don't text me during these hours, right? Or, hey, listen, don't call me that name, right? Whatever the boundary is, right? Set a boundary. Do this exercise. Set a boundary with people, right? And see how they react. Because that's what I'm getting here, and see how they react. If they even react negatively to, like, again, a small thing like, hey, don't text me during these hours because I'm busy and I would like to focus on whatever is occupying my time. I don't need all these these texts unless they're emergencies, of course. But if they're just you sharing memes and gossip and stuff, save that till after this time period. And they got a problem with that. That reveals something about that individual. Same thing with the, hey, don't call me after 9 p.m. If they have a problem with that reveals something. Anything, it could be as big or small. If those examples are too small for you or whatever the case is, or even if they were a big deal, you think of something small. But do that exercise, Like I said, this month, but, really whenever you're ready, do that exercise with the people in your life and say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, or you show up this way more, or this, that, or set a boundary period and then see how folks react to it. Whatever their reaction is reveals something. It could be a positive reaction. It could be a positive reaction. That reveals something about that person. It's not all negative. Boundaries aren't always, let me suss out who's against me. It's always, it could be that, but it can also be, oh, this person really does fuck with me. Oh, this person can be trusted with, whatever, right? Oh, I was actually wrong about this. I thought they would react this way, but actually they reacted this way. I was wrong. It revealed my assumption about this individual being wrong. It revealed something about me that I need to work on. So these are things that you can learn when you set boundaries. It's not always, again, keeping people away. I want to make that clear before we end off the read. I do want to get at least one more card to see what God, Spirit Team, Universe has to say about us. And speaking of boundaries and keeping people away, as soon as I said that, what jumped out? The Two of Swords in reverse. Someone who ruminates on something without making a decision, essentially. And I think this serves as a warning when it comes to especially that Ten of Swords that showed up before and this Tower moment that showed up before that. Make a decision on how you are going to move, how you're going to move from this individual, this King of Cups in reverse, or just anybody for that matter, when you are dealt with a situation to where somebody crosses a boundary, or even if someone respects a boundary, there still has to be a decision made. How are you now going to view that person? As I was stating before the card jumped out, you might learn something about yourself. Maybe you misjudge people. Maybe you have trust issues still. Maybe it's something you learned about yourself. Still, a decision has to be made. It's not all, they're the problem, but don't ignore the people who are the problem. So that's what I have as far as the tarot goes. We're about to get into the oracle, but before I choose an oracle card, I already chose one. But before I read it, I'd like to remind y'all to hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right? So we're getting all the confirmations today. I love it. The card that we got is Seek Clarity. I love the image too. I love crystals. Embrace honesty. Face consequences and sharpen your focus for personal growth. Yeah. Like I was saying, embracing honesty doesn't just show up as accepting a reality about an individual that you may have had fond, thoughts of before, or may not have seen how they really get down. Accepting reality, accepting honesty and reality is accepting things about yourself as well. You know, and even if it is a situation where, again, this King of Cups, whoever they are in your life, is revealed for being someone who is manipulative and has selfish intentions. If you continue to ignore it, as the Two of Swords in reverse does, that reveals something about you as well. You know, I could go on and on and on about it. I might, but that does reveal some things about you that is also a learning experience. So I'm not going to go on and on and on about it, but that's just something there. Again, if you would like that personal read, let me know. But that's what I have for us today or this month. Hopefully you got something of value. If you did, please hit that like. Let me know in the comments, or if you just want to say hi, leave a positive comment. That is greatly appreciated as well. Share this out with another Virgo or anybody you feel as though needs to hear this message, and subscribe as well. I want to thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. I'll see y'all next month. Y'all take care.